that. Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't get.
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready? 58. Black 20. 58. Come on. Who that? Black 20.
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Black 80. Jack 16. 44.
On first and 10 is Conner. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Black 30. Check.
Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On second down, Conner looking for space. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
First down, Brissett. Ebron's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's got it to Hilton. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. Room here to run. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
Wait. 98's the mic. Hey.
Brissett. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Out of the gun, Brissett. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
All right, now. Block 80!
Mike. Let's go, D. Big Sears right here.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. There he goes, left side, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. An even 90 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Man, I got you.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They go play action with Brissett. Looking deep for Hilton. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
To throw is Brissett. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
1st down, Colts.
Brissett on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
So they look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll throw again. Brissett. He completes this one to Mack. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
1st down, Indianapolis.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a 1st down.
1st down.
A 1st down throw for Brissett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. The 40. He's at the 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Easy.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
This one fielded at the 5.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
198. Watch 98. 98's the mic.
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
To throw again on second down. Brissett into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Roethlisberger will throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Connor, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, it's Connor. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
They'll run on first down. Connor. A gain of 3, second down.
It's coming again.
The tackle made by Bobby Okereke. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
White 80.
Wild Bill.
50.
On third and 1, it's Roethlisberger. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on fourth. They'll run for it with Connor. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more. This time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Slam, slam, slam.
Right back to Connor here on first. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the curve, watch the curve. 25, check 25, check 25. Go. Mike 50, Mike 50.
All day, just like that.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Second down, Brissett again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Mack off the draw play. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. Switzer on the return. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
50's the mark.
So don't say no. Hey, mine's 50, mine's 50. I'm coming after you.
Here's Brissett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
But he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Here's Switzer. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Throwing on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
On 3rd down, it's Connor, and he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Mine's 50, mine's 50. Nice, sweetheart.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Complete to Hilton. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away.
Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Eric Ebron, 76 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Again, a run with counter. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
Brings up third and 2.
Third and 2, now Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
At the 41-yard line.
180.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards.
14-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Oh, here we go.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Brissett to throw on first. Got it complete to Rodgers. And he's into the clear. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Chester Rodgers, 94 yards. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger, and they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. The sack by Marcus Hunt. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 1 play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Jump.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Out of the gun for Sam. It's caught by Funchess. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. that's taken on the 25. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, Connor. And he's got this down to the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there in a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the run is Connor. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The tackle made by Bobby Okereke. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Snickers, gotta spin. 8. It's like a turn.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
Kill. He's crashing.
Snickers.
Roethlisberger to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before.
Good work, let's go. Let's go.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. He's back to throw. And the catch made by Hilton. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Mike 55. All you get is a shot.
55 Mike, guys, 55.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Here's Brissett. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. T.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. This is caught, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton with 8 seconds remaining, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute. And now the Colts are going to keep the offense on the field as they'll go for 2 here.
He's checking. Crash. Wait.
They'll try to run it with Mack. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Keep playing. Let's get it.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Steelers take over first down at their own 25-yard line. The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. One last shot for Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Indianapolis, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.